Hey gang, my second video on what to do about tight hamstrings. So if you haven't seen the video one on that, maybe look at that. But just to recap the points that I made there, oftentimes we have tight hamstrings and we think the solution to that is stretching. Trust me, it's not stretching. We don't want to stretch hamstrings that are, very reactive and tight and they don't want to be lengthened. What you need to do is actually strengthen them. So when I say you're going to load it, I mean you're going to strengthen the hamstring. We need contraction for that. And there's two most effective types of contraction to strengthen this type of muscle. And that is isometric, where there's no movement, it's just held contraction. And number two is eccentric, which means that the muscle's being lengthened under tension. Okay, so I showed you a couple of those type of postures and exercises, if you want to think of them that way, in the previous video. Here's how to take it up to the next level. So in this video, I'm adding the element of balance, which our hamstrings are very important in helping us balance. They stabilize the knee and the hip, or pelvis really. So what we'll do is introduce an element of balance. So I'm going to pick a leg and I'll just come down with my hands on blocks for Ekapadasana. So now I can work both hamstrings here and I'm doing it isometrically because there won't be any movement. So this leg is, you can see my hamstring, it is in a lengthened position. It's lengthened from my knee to my hip. This one here is not in quite as much of a lengthened position, but it is also working, and it's working isometrically too against gravity. So this one is bearing my weight and I'm pushing down into that. Now if that is, too low for your tight hamstrings, you could also, use a chair or something else and work at the level where you can have the muscle in a long position but you're able to sustain it, okay? We don't want that sort of stretch response happening that means that the muscle is going to protect itself by shortening even more. Okay, so we want to work within that range. Once we've had a little bit of practice, and here's what I'm suggesting, maybe 3 to 5 yogic breaths, which are long breaths, okay? So in this, where you're pushing the floor away from you, energizing the lifted legs, super strong. When you've had some practice at that, then you're going to start loading eccentrically, so lengthening under tension. And we'll just do it in this very posture by reaching down nice and slow and coming back up. So as I reach down, my hamstring here is lengthening, 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 and then I can come up and shorten it. As you start to develop that, you can move the blocks away, but it's not about hands to the floor. That's not what it's about. It's, am I lengthening my hamstring effectively? Am I controlling and lengthening under tension? That is what we're working on, okay? It's not about, a target for your fingers or anything like that. Okay, so just to recap, we want stillness. So isometric, where we're just holding the posture, working the muscle. And then we want to introduce movement that slowly lengthens the muscle under tension, so it is working. It's a contraction, but it's a contraction with the muscle in its long position. Okay, that is going to help you. You're going to notice if you keep working at that. Let me prescribe 4 times a week, every other day. Work on that for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then you're going to start strengthening. You will get strength gains in your hamstrings, and then you'll find you will be able to lengthen them. All right, lengthen them under load. You want strong hamstrings, you don't want cranky ones. Okay, let me know how that goes. Love to hear from you and open up the discussion. Okay, thanks so much. Bye for now.